Hey there YouTube, it's me T4 Wilderness. Welcome to my channel and welcome to the second of this month's Korean toy reviews. Now today I've got a figure from the Hello Carbot toy line to review for you, and just a little bit of a thing that I want to get into before I start the review. Hello Carbot as a brand has now just recently celebrated its 10th anniversary, and like with the new sort of line that they've come up with, where they've got some new characters they're throwing in, but they're also bringing back a lot of the old sort of characters, where they're sort of doing like all-star reissues and some of them giving repaints and stuff like that. So that's great. Now, what got me into the Hello Carbot toy line in the beginning was they used to do those fully licensed scale models of real-world vehicles, of like Hyundai cars. And I was really into their toys to begin with, and that ran for like the first 2 seasons, and then after that they sort of gave up on the licensed alt modes and went to making more fictitious vehicles. And then after a while they got into the habit of doing a new season every 6 months, and then they started, every season had some sort of gimmick to it. Like they did that one season where they had like the egg bots, another season where they had those Prime Unity sort of Crash Combiner things. And a couple of years ago they did the Samba toy line, which was a gimmick which I really liked, and I liked it so much I bought all the figures from the line. But then last year they did a subline for the series for the show called Gem, Hello Carbot Gem, and basically what it involved was the characters were these little like transparent animal, like gem animals, which were a figure unto themselves. But then you had the 3 large bots, which were basically like a mech suit, which these gem animals would transform into a chest plate, which would then plug into the robot, and then it become a robot that then could do its thing. Now this gimmick has some interchangeability between the gem animals. All the figures, the gem animal they can swap and change to give the particular mech suit or robot suits different powers depending on which gem animal is plugged in. It's an interesting gimmick. It's not quite as good as the Samba gimmick in my opinion, but I got the first figure, was it last year, and I was really impressed with it. In fact, it was one of the best spots I got in that particular month. And then I got the second one earlier this year, and it wasn't too great at all. In fact, it was the worst bot that I got in that particular month. So I've had one bot that's good, one bot that's not so good. What's the third one like? So I decided to get the third and final figure in this toy line, and here it is. So here's the box. It's Hello Carbot, Torto Gem, and the gem animal is a tortoise or a turtle, and he's got like a winter sort of like a snow theme, like an ice theme, because he's got like his alt mode is a well, what do they call it? They call it a snowmobile, but it actually looks more like one of those snow tractors or piston bullies or snow groomers that they have in ski resorts, which is like a tracked vehicle that goes on the snow and smooths out the slopes for the skiers. Obviously, you got the robot mode, you got the alt mode, and you got Chatan down here, and there's the gem logo. So yeah, going on the side, and then obviously you look on the back of the box, and it's got the interchangeability between the gem animals. So you've got Diggo Bear, you've got Wingbird, and then Torto Gem, and then you've got the swappable ability between the characters that you can do. And now that I've got all 3 of the characters, I can do all the different combinations. Now they did, and this obviously you got all the bump on the bottom of the box, and this came out in June of 2023, so it came out last year. And yeah, so usual box. Also, the good thing about these is they've got what I refer to the egg carton insert. The figure comes in. I kind of like that. It's better than a plastic clamshell. It's more environmentally friendly than a plastic clamshell. But anyway, nice big solid box. And that's that. So let's get on to the figure itself. Right, so starting off with the gem animal. So here's Torto Gem. As you can see, he's like a turtle. He's made out of transparent plastic. He's got a little tail coming out the back. He's got little feet. And he's got his head, and he's got his shell on the back. Articulation, he's got a little bit of movement in the legs. the tail really doesn't do anything, the head doesn't do anything, so there's not much you can say about it. So that's the gem animal. Then you've got the alt mode for the robot suit, and so this is the alt mode. And as you can see, it's like a tracked, large, chunky tracked vehicle. It has got like, you know, sort of rescue medical symbols on the back, so it's obviously some sort of rescue vehicle. It's got like this this winch thing on the front. It's got like these strobe sort of headlights on the top. It's got a large cabin, big massive tracks. Got a chunky vehicle. It's got some sort of like warning lights on the top as well. It's a decent alt mode. I was a bit not too sure about the alt mode when you see these big sort of moulded sort of track details on the side, but in hand, this figure isn't quite so bad as, let's say, Diggo Bear, which was the second figure that I got, which turns into like a digger, and I wasn't quite so keen on the alt mode on that one. But this one's not quite so bad. It's not as good as Wingbird, because Wingbird turns into that really swanky sports car, and is really, really awesome alt mode. But this is a bit sort of like in between in terms of the alt mode, even though I'm not quite so sure about, you know, all this great massive moulded track detail on the side. But it does have wheels, so it does roll, and it's nice and solid, nice and heavy. It's got, you know, a nice colour scheme. It's got like the red and the white, and then it's got the black and the silver. Looks pretty cool. Now, I do have some accessories. Obviously, you have the this bit comes off the light bar with the strobe lights or the lights, and then you've got this piece that unplugs from underneath, and it's a pair of skis. Now, Torto Gem you can attach the accessories to Torto Gem. So a little bit of configuration. You just got to sort of move his legs forward, and then you get this winch ski unit, and then you split it in half, and then you plug the skis onto Torto Gem, like so, and then you put the light unit on the top, and there's Torto Gem in his ski version, because he's a tortoise. I mean, the thing I find really interesting about this guy is, look, he's a tortoise, he's a reptile, right? And they've given him an ice or snow themed vehicle, which doesn't make any sense, because reptiles, as we know, don't generate body heat within themselves, and in the cold they tend to sort of seize up and slow down. They don't like the cold, they prefer the heat. So why a tortoise would be, you know, skiing around in the snowy regions doesn't make much sense. But anyway, he's got these skis, so, you know, he can get around more easily, because obviously tortoises, as we know, are very slow and plodding creatures. But this guy can scoot around on his skis when he wants to. But that's that. So that's pretty much the basics of the what's it. Oh yeah, before we get any further into this view, obviously it comes with a set of black and white instructions which show you all what to do with it, and it comes with a little activator cube which goes in the activator watch, which, you know, Chatan uses to, and it does all sort of lights and sounds. I don't have that, so I can't show that feature. Right, so next, let's transformation. So this thing, fairly simple transformation. It's kind of fun to do. Right, let's get started. So start off with the tracks. Fold the tracks up. Then the arms, just pull them out from the side and bring them out like that. And then the tracks are on like a walk-in hinge. You sort of pull them out and then sort of fold them back a little bit and then plug them in, like so. Do that again on the other side. Like so. Then these side pieces, unplug them and bring them out. The legs, unclip, straighten them out, split the legs, like so, bring down the feet, and that's the legs done. Then the backpack, you sort of fold it up and then you fold it back and then clip it in, and that's the backpack done. So there's Torto Gem's robot body, mech suit, whatever you call it, ready for Torto Gem to plug in. So then we need to transform Torto Gem into his sort of chest mode. So you start off with, you split this and fold it round. As you fold it round, you've got to twist these things all the way round. So you've got to twist those round, and then you plug it in like so. Then you've got to fold the feet away and then fold the other feet in, fold that down, and there we have Torto Gem's sort of chest mode. And then you just slot him in, and there's Torto Gem in his completed sort of robot mode. Looks pretty good, actually. I like the look of this thing. It's a pretty good looking bot. The colours work really well. You know, you've got like the dark green, then you've got slightly lighter green on the arms, and you've got the red on the legs with some hints of yellow and some black and white. It's pretty cool. And you go around the back. He has got quite a large backpack, but it doesn't. Well, it does kind of get in the way of the arm articulation with these side sponsons. You can sort of fold them down if you want. They don't go down any more than that. I mean, come and fold it out. There's a little bit of movement there on those pieces. Articulation. It's got a head rotation. The arms, obviously they hit the backpack. Arm goes out and in. No bicep swivels. Got 90 degree at the elbow. No waist joint. Hips. Can do the full splits. Leg goes forward. Leg goes back. Thigh swivel. And you've got a 90 degree knee bend, and there's nothing. You've got you can sort of a little bit of a toe tilt. Well, you can move the toe forward on its articulation joint, but there's not much more you can say about it. It's fairly standard articulation really for a Korean toy. Now the accessories will work with this guy. First of all, you've got the lamp unit, which he can hold in his hand like so, and then you've got the ski units, which will plug together. And then now it has got this winch unit with a hook on the end, and he can hold it in his hand to do, I don't know, rescue jobs. There is a peg on the side of the arm that it will plug into as well, so it can plug in onto the side of the arm. And as another thing, because they're skis, you can plug them in to the bottom of his legs like so, and then he's got a pair of skis where he can go skiing around. So there's a little bit of interchangeability with the accessories on this thing, both in his tortoise mode, you know, gem animal mode, and in the robot mode. So that's pretty cool. I kind of like this thing. It's all right. It's probably, in my opinion, it's like middle of the road compared to the other two I've got. I've got them right here. I'll show them in a moment for the size comparison. Speaking of size comparison, let's start off with the usual size comparison. There he is next to Combiner Wars Megatron, who's a full, you know, leader class scale bot. I like to use him as my size comparison with my Korean figures. So as you can see, he's a full, you know, leader class scale bot. Let's get these accessories off. Now, the gem system has interchangeability. So let's get the other gem figures out. So we've got Wingbird Gem, who I really like. And then we've got Digo Bear Gem, who I don't like quite so much. Now, these guys do have interchangeability. So you take this out, which is Wingbird Gem, and then you take Torto Gem out, and then you put Wingbird Gem into Torto Gem's torso. And same can be said for doing that. So that gives them a slightly different look. You know, you've got the different sort of like, you know, chest core going on. And then the same can be said with this guy. You just pull it out. Pull that out. Put that in there. And then Torto Gem can go into Digo Bear's torso unit. So yeah, it has got the interchangeability. I mean, the other combination, come on, is obviously, you know, those two. So there is interchangeability. It's a okay gimmick, I suppose, but compared to the Samba gimmick had a lot more sort of stuff going on. There was more characters in the line. There was more sort of, you know, Samba animals, interchangeability, and I really like that gimmick a lot. This gimmick, not so much. They did do a bunch of other sort of gem animals, but you can. They did about, what was it, 3 or 4 like standalone ones, and then they had that that sort of that drop pod thing, which came with like 4 different docks, so you can put these things in, and that came with a couple of different ones as well. And some of the other ones, the ones that you buy separately, they are pretty cool. I mean, there's one that's an elephant, there's one that's a kangaroo, there's another one that's I think it's either a lion or a wolf. They're pretty cool. Trouble is, these gem animals, to buy separately, they're like ridiculously expensive. I mean, there's an eBay seller that's Mr. Soon, someone I used to buy from years ago. He's selling them for about 25 quid a pop. You do come with a decent amount of accessories with them, but then you have to pay the postage to ship it from, you know, South Korea to the UK, which costs about another 15, 20 quid. And, you know, you're talking like 40 quid to get something that's basically all made out of transparent plastic. And it's just not worth it. So I'm not going to be getting any more of the gem animals. I decided I wanted to you know, finish this line off and get the last couple of figures, or the last figure anyway, in the line. So at least I can say I've got all the main figures to go with this set. So there we go. So started off with Wingbird Gem. Then I got Digo Bear, and I finished off with Torto Gem. So that's been my review today of Hello Carbot's Torto Gem from the Hello Carbot Gem toy line. It's okay. As regards to, you know, these guys, I really like Wingbird Gem. I don't like Digo Bear quite so much, and this guy's kind of middle of the road. So this is the best one, this is the worst one, and this one's the one in the middle. So there we go. That's my opinions on these things. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. I've been Too Far Wilderness, and I'll catch you all next time. Ta-da.